Hey everybody, Conscious of Economics and Urban Farm Projecto. Anyway, I was let me see if I can get this. Alright, let me do this. Let me find something to help me. Okay. Alright, let me do something else. Oops, that's a little too crazy. Okay. Let me sit back over here. Alright, so I woke up last night like, I don't know. I think the coyotes woke me up. I don't know. Excuse me. Ooh, sorry. It's the morning. And so I woke up like around 4. And I rolled around in bed and, looked out the van doors, and, at the sky and everything else this morning. And today was one of those mornings, like where I contemplated, which world am I in? And do I know? So part of like the second attention, like the art of dreaming and stuff like that, that takes you to being in a dream, going to sleep in the dream, and waking up in another dream. So a lot of people would call these levels, going down to another level, but it's not. It's moving to, a different space and time for me. So, my whole life I've contemplated, working with multidimensional stuff. And, you have to kind of really let go of, you as the be all end all. You as a daughter, you as a sister, you as a teacher, you as a woman. And then you start to let go of all these identities. And then, I wake up in this world at 4 a.m. in this world. And I contemplate where I might really be. And does this reality really exist? Or could it be a dream in my mind while I'm sleeping? So how do I know that this illusion or holograph or dream is real? There's no possible way to know if it's real. I mean, I could be incarcerated in the heaven experience in an electronic prison with my spirit, and then I'm dreaming being here. I'm dreaming this reality, which, does it make it real? No. Do I feel like I'm reacting to it as it's real? Sometimes, yes, but it's not. And the attachments that we have, that we attach onto it, like Bobido, my teacher, was very big about this. And I think it's the key to freedom, freeing yourself from any reality. So the thing I was contemplating this morning was, I was looking out the van door over the horizon, where could I be really? I could be in a heaven experience, incarcerated spirit, in a electronic prison, and this is the dream I'm having, which seems like I'm waking up every day and doing something important, going to a job, paying a mortgage, whatever it is out there that people are doing. And then the whole time it's just a night dream. It's not even real. Seems like it's a long dream. Sometimes you wake up and you're like, wow, I dreamed all night. It was a long dream. Long dreams, long chain of events of dreams. So I was thinking in my bed this morning, I'm like, well, I could be like living on another planet and had some kind of head injury or something, or am in a coma in that reality. And this is the life that I'm dreaming while I'm there. Um, lots of different things. And then there could be like a layer of them. I'm on that planet living that life, and I have some kind of head injury or whatever, and I have to be put into a coma. And then I have another dream while I'm in that coma that I live a life, and that, they put me in a cryogenic chamber to physically bring me back at some point in that dream's time. And then meanwhile, I'm living here in this experience thinking that it's real. Yeah. So which is the real dream? And when am I really dreaming that real dream? And, the more I dive into, these experiences and contemplations. I mean, I've been contemplating this stuff since I was a kid. I used to be able to do this really crazy thing, but it would make me really violently ill. But I could look at anything. I could look at a sheet. I could look at, mind you, I wasn't on drugs of any kind. I could look at a sheet or a table or a wall, and I literally could go into the deepest part of that structure that's non-visible, and like my spirit go right into it and drift. But then I would always come out of it like seriously nauseous. Sometimes I'd get massive respiratory infections, and to have some serious, health problems. And that's when I also started to realize that, when I was around 9, I started to realize like I was trafficking back entities. And I trafficked back an entity that was so strong in our apartment. My sister, I was kind of afraid of heights, and my sister was kind of claustrophobic. So we had bunk bed. She was younger, but she slept on the top with a security railing. And one such experience or event where I left, something came through, ripped the security railing off, threw my sister off the top bunk, and she, severely cut her face open, and there was blood everywhere. And it took, because I was out there, and it took a lot of time for my parents to be able, they just picked me up and took me, but because I couldn't wake up out of where I had been. And that's kind of when I started to realize, like, how entities, demons, and a lot of these other things piggyback. Because I didn't really have sacred rights back then. Right? I didn't have understanding or protection. So I've always kind of had this ability, to go different places and have, like massive expansion. And I think it's because I've been a star kid. And I think, not being so attached to this world, I can contemplate other things that would make people really, really violently, emotionally unsettled to even contemplate or think about. Because of the attachment, and the need for this reality to be so real. Got to be so real because I've invested, my life. I've invested all my money. I've invested all my labor. I've invested in taxes, and I've invested in a mortgage and having a happy ever after someday. This reality can't just be a dream. I've got to be able to get something out of it. There's got to be a reward. And I think that's where people get to the point where the cracking point is in the disturbance. It's really hard for people to accept that it may not be real at all. And all the time, that's been put into it. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of like give a blurb. I have people that sometimes ask me, like, what do I think about? What do I focus in on? And sometimes I don't really have an answer in the moment, but I figured, I could do a video today and give people a real idea of kind of what kind of stuff I contemplate, and have always kind of contemplated. All right. What if? So, what if this wasn't real? What if you were working for nothing? What if it's just like a dream and you're going to wake up and those people weren't your family members? Those, you weren't who you thought you were, that you just kind of dreamed it. Just like in a dream at night, when you meet other people you don't know and you have experiences with them, and it seems so real, and there's connections, or there's battles against them, or all the other things, and it seems so not real. What if? Maybe that's a good question, huh? The what if. The good old what if. All right. Bridget Lynn Dolgoff, Conscious of Economics and Urban Farm Project, and that is your thought for the day. What if?